I'm gonna sit right down and write myself a letter and make believe it came from you.
Welcome to the Granny Enchanted tutorial for Make a Kit kit. This kit was made using Photoshop Elements 10 and was tested in Photoshop Elements 10. Today I'm going to show you how we make this kit into this page. And on my blog, and you can find this at grannyenchanted.com, you will find this page as a freebie quick page. I hope you enjoy it. This is the scallop trim file in our Make a Kit kit. And today I'm going to show you how I use this in kits. I'm going to pull in my color source photo with a drag and drop. Right here on the side, on the right hand side, I have color fill layers. The first layer is this top ribbon, and you can come in and choose a color for that one. And then I have 4 different fill layers back here, an alternating layer for the scallops, and then different colors for the smaller scallop on each crescent. And then I'm going to come and hide my source photo over here on the right hand side, and File, Save for Web will save the PNG file for me. This is the bow in the Make a Kit kit, and I'm going to pull in from the bottom my color source file. And in the kit that I'm making today, I actually have a lot of these reds and blues, so I'm going to pull out the taupe and the bridge. On the right hand side, I'm going to double click the color fill layer, use the dropper tool, and just come over here and pick that color. Then I'm going to hide our color source photo and File, Save for Web, and that will save my PNG file. This is the Magic Brad tool that is in the Make a Kit kit. It comes with the chrome rim layer and a couple of highlight layers for the brad, the color fill layer, and then it has a flower layer, a star layer, a heart layer, and it has a lowercase alphabet layer. And all of these are here, and on the right hand side of the screen, when you want to use one, you just click on the icon to unhide or hide the layer that you want. And so today we're going to go ahead and bring in our photo color source. On the right hand side of the screen, I'm going to double click the color layer. I'm going to choose a nice cranberry color, and we're going to be spelling out the word silly, so the first one that I'll need is the capital letter S. I'm going to scan up to that, and on the right hand side of the screen I'm going to unhide the S, and there's my brad. This is the Make a Kit kit chevron paper. To use this, I'm going to use my color source. Here's the photograph. I'm going to drag and drop that up here and enlarge it. And over here, color fill layer, I'm going to choose a blue. I could, if I wanted, choose a different color for the background, but I like the white for this project. I'll hide the picture and layer flatten image. This is our textured paper from our Make a Kit kit, and you can see it close here. You can see the texturing. There's scratch marks on it, and we're going to bring in our color source enlarge that using the move tool. On the right hand side of the screen, I'm coming to the color fill layer. I've got my dropper tool. I'm going to choose a blue from her shirt for this page, and layer, flatten image. This is the star paper from the Make It kit, and if I scan in, you can see the texturing on it. I have a texture layer here. You can take the texture layer off if you'd like. I'm going to bring in my color source by dragging and dropping a file I've opened. Then one by one I'm going to change these stars by using the dropper tool. And I do have a background color on this one, and you can change it to whatever color you'd like. Come up to the top, layer, flatten image. This is the Make It kit striped paper. I'm going to bring in my color source by dragging and dropping a photo file I opened, enlarge it, and on the right hand side of the screen I'm going to pick up the colors from my color source. And there's also a background layer if you wanted to change that. Layer, flatten image. Dot paper from the Make It kit. I'm going to zoom in and show you the layers here. I have a light texture layer, a distress layer, and then the polka dots have a shadow on them. I'm going to drag and drop a color source. And on the right hand side of the screen I'm going to double click the color layers and come into my color source and pick up some colors. If I wanted to, I could have a background color on this also, and then layer, flatten image. This is the floral paper from the Make It kit. I'm going to show you up close the floral print on this paper. If I wanted the floral print to be more pronounced, I'd come to the floral print multiplied layer and right click and duplicate the layer. And the more I do that, the more pronounced the floral pattern will become, but we don't need it pronounced right now. I'm going to bring in my color source. Then I'm going to double click on my color fill layer and choose nice cranberry red. I'm going to erase this. Layer, flatten image. We're going to start out from the back and build it forward. So the first thing we need to do is bring up our chevron page. The next layer is this blue textured layer. So I'm going to drag and drop the blue textured layer on top. So now I'll have effectively two pieces of paper. And then I'm going to drag and drop the star paper on top of the blue texture, on top of the chevron. On the right hand side, I've selected the star paper. I'm going to control click the layer underneath it. On the left hand side, I'm going to use the move tool and shrink down both of those papers at the same time. And then I happen to know that I want to shrink my star paper more than my texture paper, so I'm going to shrink the star paper down a little bit more even. There we go. On the right hand side of the screen, go to Effects, to Layer Styles. I'm going to drop down the menu to Drop Shadows. I'm going to drag and drop a low shadow to the two papers that I just put on top of the chevron. Then I'm going to the striped paper we made. On the right hand side of the screen, I'm going to use the rectangular marquee tool and select a rectangular selection on this paper, edit, copy. Going back to our creation paper, edit, paste it on top. I'm going to resize it a little bit with the move tool. And I'm going to drop a shadow on it. The next thing I'll bring in is our crescent banner. I'm going to just move that up to the top, drop a shadow on it. The next thing I'm going to bring in is our photograph. Resize it to cuteness. And as you can see, the photograph is disappearing with all the prints around it, so it needs a mat. I'm going to, on the right hand side, click underneath it and pull in our burgundy floral paper. Then on the right hand side, I'm going to choose the photograph layer and control click on it to select it. At the top, I'm going to choose select, modify, expand 80 pixels. On the right, I'm going to make sure I've got my floral paper selected. Then edit, copy, edit, paste. I now have a mat over here that you can see, and we're going to hide this background paper. We'll need it again in a minute. Then I'm going to drop a shadow on the mat. Then we're going to do our word silly. I didn't make all of the broads in the tutorial for you because I didn't want to bore you to death. And over here on the right hand side of my screen, I'm going to control click each of those letters. They're all stacked on each other right now. And I'm going to hold my key down and bring them up higher. Then at the left hand side over here, we're using the move tool, and I'm resizing all of them at the same time. Now I can just select one and start unstacking them. Okay, and then we're going to drop shadows on those letters. Next, we need to make the word love. So we're going to go to our polka dot paper, and I'm going to choose the text over here on the left hand side. I have a font I like called Postino Standard, and I found it at 1001freefonts.com. I love it, and I love to download there. At the top, I'm going to change my size, though we'll change it again in just a minute. On capital locks, I'm going to type in the word love. On the left, I'm going to move it to the move tool and resize love till it takes up most of the width of this paper. Okay. And then on the right hand side, I'm going to control click on the word love. Then I'm going to hide it. I'm going to click on the background layer and make sure that's selected. Edit, copy. Then I'm coming to our creation page, edit, paste. And you can see that that disappears with all the patterns everywhere. So we're going to come back to that cranberry paper, come up to our word love over here, and we're going to select love by control click on it, and then we're going to, at the top, select modify, expand. I'm going to expand by 40. And then I'm coming back down to the red layer, and I'm going to edit, copy, edit, paste, and hide that big piece of paper again. And I've just copied out enough of the outline to make it stand out. And we're going to drop a shadow. And there we go, there's our silly love page.
I'm gonna sit right down and write myself a letter, and I'm gonna make believe it came from you.